I'm going to ask you a question, so you don't need to respond to him because you're going to get a full minute to answer your question, which is on directly this point. You're the candidate whose name, by a wide margin, came up most often in the questions being submitted to all of you candidates about immigration. Dave Hollenbeck of Arizona sent this. Today, it appears that you have not tried to stop the illegals from coming. We have high unemployment and a considerable amount of jobs going to illegals. Are you going to exert an effort to stop the abuse of U.S. citizens by illegal? Now, last year, more than 16,000 children of illegals, young people in Texas, took advantage of your in-state tuition rate. Speak to that issue, and just generally, how do you feel being criticized by a number of these other candidates on the stage for being too soft on immigration, sir?
Well, I feel pretty normal getting criticized by these folks, but the fact of the matter is this. There is nobody on this stage who has spent more time working on border security than I have. For a decade, I've been the governor of a state with a 1,200-mile border with Mexico. We put $400 million of our taxpayer money into securing that border. We've got our Texas Ranger recon teams there now. I supported Arizona's immigration law by joining in that lawsuit to defend it. Every day, I have Texans on that border that are doing their job. But if you say that we should not educate children who have come into our state for no other reason than they've been brought there by no fault of their own, I don't think you have a heart. We need to be educating these children because they will become a drag on our society. I think that's what Texans wanted to do. Out of 181 members of the Texas legislature, when this issue came up, only 4 dissenting votes. This was a state issue. Texans voted on it, and I still support it greatly.
Senator Santorum. Wait. Senator Santorum, you don't need to butt in because I'm about to ask you a question, sir. Okay? On this exact issue. You say that Governor Perry's opposition to building a border along the entire fence shows that he is, quote, a big government moderate. Question. Is he soft on illegal immigration?
Governor Perry, no one's suggesting up here that the students that are illegal in this country shouldn't be able to go to a college and university. I mean, I think you're sort of making this leap that unless we subsidize this, the taxpayers subsidize it, they won't be able to go. Well, most folks who want to go to the state of Texas or any other state, out of state, have to pay the full boat. The point is, why are we subsidized? Not that they can't go, they can go. They just have to borrow money, find other sources to be able to go. And why should they be given preferential treatment as an illegal in this country? That's what we're saying. And so, yes, I would say that he is soft on illegal immigration. I think the fact that he doesn't want to build a fence. He gave a speech in 2001 where he talked about binational health insurance between Mexico and Texas. I mean, I don't even think Barack Obama would be for binational health insurance. So I think he's very weak on this issue of American sovereignty and protecting our borders and not being a magnet for illegal immigration. Yes.
Governor Perry, 30 seconds to respond.
I got one question for him. Have you ever even been to the border with Mexico?
Yes.
I'm surprised if you have, but you weren't paying attention because the idea
the answer is yes.
that you are going to build a wall, a fence for 1,200 miles and then go 800 miles more to Tijuana does not make sense. You put the boots on the ground. We know how to make this work. You put the boots on the ground.
But it's not working.
You put the
Governor.
Aviation assets in the ground. No, it's not working because the federal government
is not. You say we know how it works. Is it working in Texas?
The federal government has not engaged in this at all. When I'm the president of the United States, I'll promise you one thing.
There. Has it worked in Texas?
We will put the assets on the ground, the boots on the ground, the aviation assets on the ground, and we will stop illegal immigration. We will stop the drug cartels, and we will make America secure.
Can you answer the question? Is it working?
You know, you asked your question. He gave his answer, sir.
Okay.
Sometimes we're frustrated with all of you answering questions. Congressman Paul, I want to ask you a question about a comment you made a couple of weeks ago about a border fence with Mexico. Here's what you said, sir. I want to quote it. There's capital controls and there's people control. So every time you think of a fence keeping all those bad people out, think about those fences maybe being used against us, keeping us in. Question, Congressman. Do you know a lot of Americans who want to take their money and flee the United States of America?
There are some. All the candidates up here talk about repatriation of dollars. They've already taken them overseas. We're talking about trying to bring in $1.5 trillion because they leave our country because we make it uncomfortable. Too many regulations, too much taxation. They can't start business. They've lost confidence. Yes, when countries destroy a currency, they do lead to capital controls and they lead to people control. So I think it is a real concern. And also, once you have these data banks, the data banks means that everybody's going to be in the data bank. You say, oh, no, the data bank's there for the illegals. But everybody's in the data bank. That's national ID card. If you care about your personal liberty, you'll be cautious when you feel comfortable. Blame all the illegal immigrants for everything. What you need to do is attack their benefits. No free education, no free subsidies, no citizenship, no birthright citizenship. And that would get to the bottom of it a lot sooner. But economically, you should not ignore the fact that in tough economic times, money and people want to leave the country. That's unfortunate.
Congressman Paul, thank you very much, sir.
Chris, thank you. Let's check in now with Shannon Bream. Shannon.
Well, Brett, one of the really interesting and valuable pieces of information we get from our partner Google is looking at search trends. We want to take you through some of those. They've looked online for people within the U.S. who have been searching for coupons. We've talked about the economy a lot. If you look at the trend, it has been going up very steadily since 2004 to right now. Another search compares home loan searches for foreclosure searches. Those have flipped over time, and now more people searching for information about foreclosures than home loans. And another look, this compares folks searching for the best SUV miles per gallon and also gas prices, and those go together. When people are worried about their pocketbooks, worried about finding a bargain, they're also looking at how they can save on gas and how they can conserve. We've also been tracking questions that you've been putting to the candidates. We've put them to the folks at home as well, and we've got some results. This question, the same one we asked the candidates. If you had to cut a government department, what would you cut? This is what the folks at home told us. The Labor Department, 8%. The EPA, 12%. Housing and urban development, 12%. Education, 47%. Easily the majority there. And none, 20%. Check it all out, youtube.com/Fox News. Brett, back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. We'll check back with you a little later. Up next, foreign policy, social issues, and health care after the break.